done badly, but also being proactive and creative and coming forward with new solutions. So that's why I think, very briefly, why I really welcome this assembly. I really congratulate you on the initiative. I got a sense just walking in, there's a real buzz about it. I think what you do is going to be very important. I'm your champion inside Whitehall. There was a meeting yesterday with the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Chancellor, the Exchequer, and the Secretary of State for Local Government, sitting around the Cabinet Office in number 10, talking about the sector, talking about big society, talking about the challenges we face. And there are no illusions about the anxiety that is out there about cuts to funding. And we're determined to try and help that, not least through our £100 million transition fund, which is available for organisations who feel particularly vulnerable to reductions in public expenditure. There's a lot of change coming, and that's why I think it's really particularly important that you've come together in Leicestershire, city and county. I think that's very powerful to give the sector a voice and trying to work together to put forward new ideas, but also to make sure that you continue doing what you do to champion the most vulnerable people in society. So congratulations on the initiative. Thank you.
Right, we have time for some questions. So if you'd like to have a question, you put your hand up. We'll take 3 in a row. If I could just ask you just to give your name and the organisation you're from, please.
Leslie Thornton, Helping Hands Community Trust. You said, Minister, and I don't quote precisely, that you would allow through the big society much greater freedom to decide funding priorities at a local level, but who exactly is going to do the deciding?
Thank you. Seems to have chairs in the way here.
Alice Simpson from the Edge Project, working with young people. You said that you wanted us to come together working in unity to fill the space that's going to be in the public sector from the cuts, and that there's going to be £100 million put in to support this. But how can and when can we, as small organisations and even larger organisations, begin to access this?
Okay, one down the front there.
Hello, Terry Kirby, Campaign for Better Transport, Leicestershire. We are faced in Leicestershire with massive cuts in support for bus services due to local authority funding and so on. And what we've done on this has been held up as a national example of how we can deal with this effectively. When things come across, when these sort of situations happen, as they will across the country, how would you suggest we get different aspects of government to work together to deal with the effects of the communities that suddenly find themselves with no evening or Sunday bus services, and people have to lose their jobs? And I know instances where this has happened because buses have gone run out. Which department should it be? Should it be your department? Should it be transport? Should we get different people to work together? And how can we best help the communities affected deal with the implications of these losses?
All good questions. Leslie, what we're working towards is a situation where local authorities, as the democratically elected representatives of the communities, are going to be given much greater freedom and flexibility about what they do. But that's not the end of the story. If all we've done is transfer power from central government and ministers down to local authorities, we'll have failed. Because actually what we're about is pushing power further down into communities so that each of us feel that we've got much greater influence over what happens in our area, so that people in the front line of the public services, for example, have got much greater freedom to do what they feel is necessary. So it's not just about local authorities.